Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I was watching a couple of videos from the Young Turks on YouTube, and it also had appeared on Raw Story where Jen Hugar was kicked off of an American Airlines flight. It was probably like around last Friday night, I think. For some silly little reason, that like the whole captain was uncomfortable with him. I mean, seriously, it's just really idiotic, you know, and in a way, it's like, because of that, it's like I basically unliked American Airlines from my Facebook as far as that goes. And in a way, I think I've been wanting to do that a long time as far as that goes, ever since they bought out U.S. Airways and then the fact that the FAA let the merger go through and all this, and then the fact that they changed the logo and the livery and all this sort of stuff, and then this sort of stuff was kind of like the last straw, with American Airlines. So, although I've flown on American Airlines many times, and that was the first airline that I've flown on when I was probably like 7, I think. Yeah, I think it was like 7. I was going from John Wayne to O'Hare, and then O'Hare to Peoria for my cousin's wedding that year. And then I also flown on American, I think in '01, and then it was like, I think it was like '03 to like '05, I think was when I flew on American, like, pretty regularly when I was living in Dallas, when I came home for Christmas or summer, Thanksgiving, and all that kind of stuff, and the last time I actually flown on American Airlines, and the last time I actually flown on a plane, period, was probably a little bit more than 10 years ago when I just came back here and all that, so. Although, they were like the only airline that I've flown on, except if you count Vanguard, but they're not there anymore as far as that goes, so as far as that goes, I don't think I really intend on wanting to fly with American for that matter, because of this sort of stuff and all this, But then, in a way, it's like, who knows what's gonna really happen if people complain loud enough to the FAA to kind of break the airlines down, as far as that goes. And so that's sort of like what happens when they become a little bit monopolistic in a way, doing all these crazy little shenanigans and stuff like that, I can probably remember that there was maybe at least like 7 or 8 airlines that flew there in John Wayne at the time when they had the old terminal. Well, not a whole lot of people remember like the old terminal as far as that goes, and anybody that isn't from around here never really seen like the old terminal. But it was like it was always been like a term, like how like the old airport terminals were, back in the day, when they had like those little I forgot what they're called again, those little marquees that kind of flip over like that, I kind of remember seeing one of those as far as when we're flying to Chicago, and then at that time when they had that terminal there, they didn't have a jetway, and so you had to walk on the tarmac and then walk up the stairs to get on the plane. And although they still do that as far as with American Eagle and United Express and Delta Express, or one of those other ones where they had the real small Embraer prop jets, or those really small jets that are just too small for the jetways to be connected to, you know. So, although the plus side of all of that now is like that with the whole expansion of the airport and all that, and having like WestJet or Volaris or any of these other like low cost carriers and all that coming in, but yet we still are like stuck with like American and United and Delta, and then maybe like Southwest and JetBlue or one of those other ones. But believe me, it's like I just wish there was just more choices of like the airlines as far as that goes, because I remember like stories with one of my parents telling me about like PSA, or and then of course there was Pan Am, and then Eastern, and then it was like Banff Airlines and People Airways or whatever those other ones. They're all now defunct as far as that goes, and even like Continental and all that, you know. But speaking of like air travel and all that, so it's like one of my brothers is planning to go to Germany at some point, you know, and then this year, and then anyway, I felt like I kind of wanted to go and visit Germany because I hadn't really flown out of the country as far as that goes. I drove out of the country, but never flown out of the country. So that's kind of like a new experience if I ever get to do that. So, anyways, I guess that's part of it. Until next time.